What is up, YouTube? We are back breaking down last week's card. 2 days too late. I know. I'm trash. I can't do this YouTube stuff. I should just quit. I've thought about it. I might. I don't know yet. We'll see what happens, but I mean, we're gonna break it down. Couple things on the agenda. If I don't, actually, I'm on YouTube. I gotta be careful what I say here. I can't be as free with my words as I want to. But essentially, what we're looking at is breaking down this card on Thursday or Friday. Worst case scenario, Saturday morning. And you can hold me to that because the card will start midday for me on Saturday. So you will get a video. However, I kind of want to do it tomorrow. I don't think I'll do it, but we'll see what happens. Then I think we're definitely due for UFC news in the world of UFC Part 3. Um, kind of want to do that like soon, but we got two incredible weeks of fighting coming up. Maybe I'll do that in 2 weeks, actually. We'll do that on the break week because we got a lot to break down. We got the new. Actually, we'll talk about everything. I mean, everyone knows already what's going on with the TV deal and the future matchmaking and a few other things we want to discuss there. Hold on. I gotta turn off these commentators. Come on. What the heck? I can't even hear. Alright. How do you do this? I have to quit and do this all over again, bro. Ugh. I have to get that strikeout back one way or the other. Alright. Yeah, so overall this card was actually pretty decent for an Apex card. Some people are saying it's like one of the best Apex cards, one of the best cards of the year. Don't necessarily agree with that. I am looking back and like these are some pretty good results. I think it's just like the quality of the fighters, man. Like normally I'll give them the benefit of the doubt for seeing stuff like this, but we'll talk about it. But I thought a lot of people look bad, or just mid. Some people that I had high expectations for, some that I just like never really did. Um, how is it that low? That ain't even right. That was way louder than that. Okay, we're gonna try this out one more time. But yeah, I just saw a lot of guys didn't look that great. Overall great card though, or good card. I wouldn't say great. We're gonna break it down, man. We're gonna start off with that first fight. We got what the heck? Why is this all broken up in this order? What the this? We have Cody Brundage versus Eric Mecanico. I had Brundage by first round KO. Nope. Psych. That did not happen. Mecanico went out there and what do you do? Why do I not have the results here? Oh my goodness. This is crazy. Give me a second. I gotta pull this up. I'm pretty sure Mecanico got him out of there. Is it decision? Wait. No. What was it? I can't even remember, dude. I'm such a casual, dude. Um, it was decision. Yes, that's right, because I had it. McConaughey definitely won the first, from what I remember. I did not score my rounds on verdict this time around. I was lazy. I think I had Brundage 2 or 3. I don't know. It was a weird fight. I was like, I feel like I was fully paying attention, but at the same time I wasn't because they were both just looking horrible. Good win for McConaughey. I'm putting him up against another guy coming off a win fairly recently, and Andre Poliev. Believe they were both 1-1 in the UFC, if I can remember right. So I think that's the fight you got to make with McConaughey. And then winner, you can kind of keep pushing up the middleweight unranked tiers until you get them to the ranked, you know. But yeah, on to the next fight. We got Gabriela Fernandez defeating Julia Stolyarenko decision. Got that perfectly correct. Um, Both didn't look like the best. I saw a lot of people were hating on Fernandez. I get it, kind of. Footwork was beautiful though. She really has some of the best footwork in that women's flyweight division. I think she's going to be a problem. I don't know about champ. I think she's going to be a future contender for years though, eventually. And she just passed the crazy Julia Stolyarenko. What's it called? Julia Stolyarenko. Test or whatever. I don't know. I'm all over the place right now. I'm looking at my phone. I'm looking at this. Okay, awesome. So yeah, Fernandez got done by decision. I think I gave her all 3 rounds. Stolyarenko was the one that was pressuring the whole time, but it didn't mean anything when you're not doing anything or not hitting your target. So yeah, I mean, great win for Fernandez. We'll see what they do with her next. I'm thinking she's got to get a ranked opponent. I think Hong Wang is ranked, so if she's ranked, Fernandez needs to be ranked. But make her fight for her if you want. I don't care. Either way. Moving on to the next fight, we got Uros Medic defeating Gilbert Urbina in the first round. I had Medic KO, but I did have second round. Yeah, the fight was only a minute, I think. Yeah, so a minute 3. It was different for sure. I think what happened was Medic got dropped like very early, like almost right away. I think some people thought he slipped. No, he got knocked down. I mean, it wasn't vicious. He recovered right away, and then he kind of got back, and then was it a hook that landed? I can't remember. Oh my goodness, this is crazy. I'm such a casual. But yeah, Medic looked pretty decent. I think he was calling for a ranking. You're not getting it, bro. Like you just lost to Punahele Soriano. Like that's just not a good look. Like, I mean, if you win a few, yeah, definitely you'll get it back. But like, this isn't like, oh, I just beat Gilbert Urbina, another middleweight that moves down, and then nah, it doesn't work that way. You're not getting a ranked opponent, at least not yet. On to the next fight. Wait. I forgot about the matchmaking. Okay, so for Fernandez, we're doing JJ Aldridge next match. That gets her right into the rankings. Also, tough test. So if she passes JJ Aldridge's test, she has my blessing to keep going. As for Medic, do him versus Thimba Garimbo. I thought they might have fought already, but I don't think they have. I think that would be a fun fight. That's something you can put on that December pay-per-view on like the early prelims. Firefight, almost guaranteed to finish. 2 guys that look for the finish. And somewhat of a quick turnaround because Garimbo's been out for a year since that other pay-per-view in December of last year, whatever. The Asakura and Pantoja one. So let's see that happen. On to the next fight though, we got Jocelyn Edwards KOing Priscilla Cachoeira in the first round. Jocelyn Edwards is for real. I'm on the hype train now. I mean, I kind of was before, but like I'm like fully on it for her at women's bantamweight. Panama, you're gonna have a freaking champ at some point. So this is actually pretty cool. It just I still like women's bantamweight's the worst division by far. It's not even close, honestly. But stuff like this and Eileen Perez twerking, and Norma Dumont putting on a showcase with the Aldana performance. That's the type of stuff that, hey, I'm not only am I going to be tuning in. He caught that? He caught that? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. He caught that? He was like 5 feet above the wall. Dang. That is crazy. Yeah, Jocelyn Edwards is so freaking legit, dude. I'm typed for women's bantamweight, kind of, absolutely not really, but like way more than I ever probably have outside of me like first getting into the sport, like around the Pena Nunez fight. Like, this is awesome. So what you gotta do with Edwards next? First off, that combo was so sick. That was probably the best female KO of the year, in my opinion. I think Carly Judice had a decent one, and I'm trying to think, I'm missing some other ones. I know I'm missing some other ones. It's gonna pain me, cause you gotta show some love to the MMA type stuff. You know what I mean? So, oh, that's gonna hurt, man. But enough about that, though. I think Edwards gotta have her face the loser of Chason versus Yana Santos, which I think is going to be Yana Santos, or say Carol Rosa. That fight against Nora Cornell, it was pretty trash. You got to fight down again. Make her fight Jocelyn Edwards. That will get both these fights will get Edwards into the top 10, which I believe she does deserve. I'm still fine with the gradual build-up. Like, I'm not calling for Jocelyn Edwards to be facing Juliana Pena in the title eliminator or something like that, even though I do think she would probably win that, honestly. But we'll see what happens. You know, either way, great win for Jocelyn Edwards. Probably, I don't know if I'd say my favorite women's bantamweight. She's probably top 2, though. Norma Dumont probably got my heart right at the moment, but we'll see. This is neck and neck. It's neck and neck. I don't know. But yeah, very excited for women's bantamweight. Let's get that division rolling. You know. On to the next fight. We got Elijah Smith defeating Toshiomi Kazama. First round KO. I had second round again, like I did with Medic. That was probably the craziest slam KO I ever seen. It literally felt like a movie when I was watching it. As I was watching him pick him up initially, before he really got him off the ground, I'm like, oh no, this is gonna be really bad. Like, I had a feeling. I was like, this is gonna be like really bad. And then once I saw him pick him up above his head, I was like, oh, I had to look away. I'm pretty sure I kind of looked away. No, I think I did watch it. Oh, I'm a sick individual for watching that. But I think as soon as it landed, I just like, I like looked away from TV. I did something else. I was like, I can't watch that. I thought Kazama died. Which is so crazy because stuff like that, like this brings out the soft serve ice cream in me, my boys. Stuff like that is just like, I don't want to see that, man. Like, I get it, like he's attacking the arm and everything, but stuff like that makes me like soft where I'm like, oh, maybe we should ban slam KOs, but no, not really. It's just a sport. That's how it goes. I believe Kazama's good, which is great to hear. I just, dude, like the arm, like he was going for an arm triangle. It just got locked in there, man, and just picked him up and just threw him down. Scary stuff. As for Elijah Smith, do him versus Surrey City. I think Surrey City just lost, I believe. I don't know. Just like that, I feel like that's a guy, a good test for Elijah Smith without pushing him too far up. I believe he's pretty young, so Great win for him. Kazama, hope he recovers and honestly gets cut just because I don't know why he's in the UFC. From what I've heard, he's not that good. But either way, we'll see what happens. On to the next fight, we got Julius Walker defeating Rafael Cachoeira by decision. I had that. I honestly feel so grateful because Cachoeira was getting like rocked a lot from what I remember. I think in the first or second round, like Julius Walker. No, wait, Julius Walker was like kind of getting rocked, I think. And then he like recovered and then was like dishing it out. And then like Walker started implementing the grappling and everything. What did I have a 29-28 Walker or something like that? Like with Rafael Cerqueira, first round win? Did I have that? I might have had that. I don't know. But either way, I got it right with the Walker decision. I don't think he's that good, man. I mean, I think he's got time to build in, which is like kind of cool, but I don't expect this guy to really be a world beater by any means. I think maybe he cracks top 15, but we'll see what happens with him. He also looks like he's on the lighter side, so it makes the division look a little better. A bunch of fat slobs, but it's whatever. As for Julius Walker, though, like I said, not that high on him, so we gotta be somewhat careful with what we do with him. So I think you gotta do him versus Tuco Tokos, a guy that just recently won as well. A very winnable fight for Walker to get him on a win streak. Um, yeah, I think that's a brilliant move. I think that's what you gotta do. That's what I'm shooting for. So yeah, let's do Julius Walker versus Tuco Tokos. Prelims of a mid pay-per-view card, early prelims of a solid pay-per-view card, and maybe prelim headliner of fight night on the road. I don't know. Just trying to play around with it, but either way, great win for Walker. He did what he had to do. And then on to the next one, we got. Dude, that was caught. I'm seeing the freaking ball, dog. All right. We got Christian Leroy Duncan defeating Eric Anders, first round KO. Burnt again with this. I had Duncan by first or second round KO. He did it in the freaking first, man. 3 so far on this card. I'm just realizing this now, so this is hurting a lot. I would have won a lot of money if I just moved it down 1 round, but I guess you could say that with a lot of things. That's gone, right? Yeah, that's gone. I don't really remember this fight. Why don't I really remember this fight? I think I was like doing something, so I had to like partially watch on my computer or something like that. I was doing something. But I was like at least kind of watching the fight because I remember being like, oh, Christian Leroy Duncan looks good. Like really good. Even though it's Eric Anders. Yeah, I guess for CLD, what you got to do next is what is it? It is him versus Dustin Stoltzfus. If he beats Stoltzfus, I'm fine with him fighting whoever number 15 will be at the time, or fighting one more guy that gets him into the top 15. I don't even want to give him top 15 guy next. Middleweight still kind of has some guys that are trying to find their way in there, but maybe if he beats this guy, or no, well, yeah, if he beats Solstice, maybe what you can do is him versus like a Shara to get in the top 15 or something. Maybe Shara is, I don't know. I'm trying to brainstorm, but at the same time, I'm not going to really waste my energy with this one. Great win for Christian Leroy Duncan, though, making a statement. On to the next fight. We got John Matsumoto defeating Miles Jones. Decision. That's what I had. I think some people were calling robbery. I kind of don't remember this fight too. Was I playing a show game? I must have been locked into the show or something. Huh. Yeah, I kind of don't remember this fight. Maybe. Oh, I was drinking on Saturday too. Okay, that kind of makes sense. Okay. So maybe I spaced out for a little bit or something. I don't know. But yeah, I had Matsumoto by decision. I do remember it being close. I think I did score it to Matsumoto. I don't. Maybe I gave it to John slightly, and then I was like kind of. I wasn't like too surprised. I remember that. I remember being like, oh yeah. But I'm kind of not surprised they gave to Matsumoto, some guy that they can kind of build up a little bit more. He also is, I think, way younger than I thought. I thought he was like early 30s, late 20s. I think he's only mid 20s, early 20s. So he's got time. They're going to try to build this guy up. So it makes sense they gave him the decision in a close one. Um, as for Matsumoto, what you got to do next is him versus Victor Henry. If he beats Victor Henry, he can fight into the rankings. I'm fine with it. You know, he's already kind of right on the cusp. He just had he lost single-handedly to Rob Font, but it was somewhat competitive in moments. So he's kind of on that level, you know. As for Miles Jones, I want to see him versus Bekzat Almakatan. Almakan. The guy that just KO'd Bracatona, I believe, with like one of the most vicious right hooks this year. Want to see that. I think that's a great test for Bekzat. I think that would be a huge win on Miles Jones' resume if he gets that too. Make that fight. Put that on. I don't want that on the Apex. I want that on a pay-per-view. Or like a pretty stacked fight night on the road, you know, if they go down south again this year, which I doubt. It seems like they do the south like late spring, early summer. I don't know where they would go, but somewhere, you know what I mean? So I think that's the play you got to do here. And then, yeah, we'll let that play out. But on to the next one. We got Andre Philly defeating Christian Rodriguez by decision. The fear has struck. Some people have called it because there's an algorithm with it where C-Rod just beats the prospects but loses to the mid-vets and still going. I had second round sub by C-Rod. I just remember Philly was just one step ahead the whole time. I don't really remember the fight. I remember I watched that whole fight though. I remember I was stopped whatever I was doing or I locked in for that fight. So that was pretty annoying to see. Dude, Christian Rodriguez, my man, I'm sick. You know, I'm dissing this guy the whole time. The whole time I'm dissing him. I'm like, oh, he's not that good. It's whatever. He beats all like the best prospects or whatever, right? It wasn't all the best prospects, but he beat Cameron Simon, Dolgarian. He beat like big prospect names. Then I hop on the train and the bandwagon. And then he does this to me. What is this? I'm sick of it. I'm sick of the whole thing. Absolutely freaking crazy. But that's just how life goes. Whatever. As for Philly, do him versus Brito, which I think was supposed to be a fight like a year or two ago. I don't think it ever happened. Winnable fight for both. Brito has not looked that well as of recently. I know he got arguably robbed against Gomes. I think he lost. I don't know Brito anymore, man. Brito's another guy let me down. Another featherweight. It's always the featherweights, it seems like. Hopefully Vallejos is not next. Yeah, so Philly do Brito. Philly versus Brito. And then C-Rod. Feed him to Myron Santos. I know. We got to give C-Rod another prospect, though. See if he can beat the prospect. If Myron Santos wins, though, that's a good win. That's a very, very good win. I think that's a fun fight. I'd be very intrigued to see that fight, honestly. So that's what I'm rocking with there. On to the next fight. This one isn't going to take too long because I'm mad. Yasmin Lucindo defeating Angela Hill. Had Hill decision. You know, Lucindo did look a lot better than I thought she would have. And, of course, because can't figure out Amanda Lemos, but, Angela, I mean, like, that, never mind. That's a bad example. But, like, this card did not treat me that well, honestly. It gave me, like, it's whatever, man. Sorry, I don't even want to talk about it anymore, man. Some stupid, stupid stuff. What, wait, hold on, let me see. Okay. But yeah, as for Lucindo, make her, don't send her back up to the top yet. Like, I know, yeah, you just be Angela, cool, whatever. I need to see more, honestly. Her versus Jillian Robertson, winner of that, we can start talking top 5 again. Boom. I just solved it. So, moving on to the next fight, we got co-main event. Stevie Erceg defeating Ode Osborne by decision. I mean, I don't know where to start. I mean, I remember breaking this down. I was like, there's no way, like this should be just show that there's levels, even within the UFC, that there are levels. I don't know anymore, man. I hope Steve Erceg can figure it out because that was not a great performance. I think some people thought Ode won. I had Erceg 29-28, I believe. I forget which rounds. I think it was second and third. I think first he got dropped or wobbled really bad. Yeah, man. I think I wouldn't say the Erceg train's dead. It has come to a halt and a rebuild, though, my boys. That is going to take some time. That is going to take a lot of time to rebuild. I do think Ode got better. It doesn't mean I think Ode's even top 25 flyweight. That was a bad look. It was short notice, though, I think, to be fair, now that I'm thinking about it. Or maybe I'm just trying to cope on behalf of Stevie Erceg. Man, oh man, that was not a good scene, though. I did not have fun with that. As for Stevie Erceg, I think you do him versus Alex Perez. Winnable matchup for Erceg. Worry about it, though. I worry about it, I think... Oh, but one thing I do have to say about this is Perez is... I know it's already... I think it already has been a year and a half, which is crazy to think about, but since the Tyra submission that, like, broke his ankle or whatever initially. But I think he's probably going to come back in 6 months. Give Erceg, like, 6 months, because clearly he's... I don't even know, man. I think Erceg needs more time. Not too much time. I'm not saying take 9 months to a year. It's not like he got damaged that bad, but, like, I think he needs to work on some things, sharpen some things, take this time, and then you'll still be fighting a guy that's above you in the rankings, I believe. So, Steve Erceg versus Alex Perez. As for Ode Osborne, a guy that just recently pulled out of his upcoming bout in Chirez. I would say kind of a quick turnaround. Like, try to get this going, maybe. I don't even know, like, MSG maybe type thing. I think Ode's from New York City. I don't know. Yeah, I want to see something like that. I want to see these guys, Chirez and Ode, back before the end of the year. I think they can do it. Ode should be hungry to want to get back in there too, after a very close decision with Steve Erceg. So that honestly, Ode should take away only good things from there. Not all good things, but some good things. Get back in there and try to beat Edgar Chairez. On to the main event. Anthony Hernandez defeats Roman Lidze by submission in the 4th round. I had Hernandez KO round 4. Boy, am I sick. So close. I think the odds on the submissions in the method of round combos were way higher too, because the Lidze is like a pretty decent black belt from what I remember. Or I don't even know. I'm just guessing. I'm pretty sure I remember that, but either way, man, I had the 4th round. That's so tough, honestly. But at the same time, shout out to Anthony Hernandez, man. This dude, I honestly, when I was predicting this fight, I totally forgot about the Brendan Allen and him fight. Honestly, I totally forgot about it. So I'm just like sitting here going off his last fight, which is against Michel Pereira, when just dog walking Pereira the whole time. But that was the version we saw against him this time around. So he looked pretty good. Excited to see he's still moving up. I mean, it was just crazy. He just dragged him down like that. Like, that was crazy. Like, that was actually kind of wild, you know what I mean? But, you know, I saw some people complaining. I saw some people coping. They're like, oh, he could have done it earlier. Or, oh, he's just Marab as a middleweight. It's just like a bunch of, like, I couldn't believe how much hate I was seeing from the fluffy side. I'm like, yeah, I guess he's not the most fun to watch, but his gas tank, like, I think, maybe it's just me starting to appreciate the gas tanks and people, you know, like, yeah, I used to hate the whole Marab and the Jan thing. I think that was partially because my bias towards Jan and everything. I was like, oh, it's like, how dare you have 11 takedowns with 49 takedown attempts and you still 50-45, one of my favorite fighters. But I think I'm coming to appreciate this stuff. So, and I look at these guys highly. I'm like, if you have a chin and cardio, brother, you're on the way to being a UFC champ. Simple as that. Those are the 2 biggest, like, intangibles that you need in this sport. Durability and a freaking gas tank. You have that, you're going a long freaking way, man. You would have to be so bad at a bunch of other things, and even then, like, there's no way. So, Anthony Hernandez, I see a very, very bright future for him again. Actually, not again, like always, I wouldn't say always, but kind of since the Michel Pereira fight really got me on where I'm like, okay, this guy's different. I forgot about the Brendan Allen fight. I still kind of forget about it, but I remember it wasn't the best performance. I think that was like a 29-28 his win, but it was very close. Oh, I think they had a lot of decent scrambles and stuff. It was weird, though. I do think Hernandez is a 5-round fighter, but, I mean, that's not really to make an excuse for him. Yeah, I thought that was a great win for Hernandez. I love the gas tank. I respect the gas tank. I think what you got to do with him next is you have to do him versus RDR, Reiner de Ritter. And I know people don't want to see it. They're going to be like, I don't know, like, what are people going to be saying, you know? Like, it's just like, I get why people don't want to see it, but I think you got to see it. That sets up the next title shot after Imavov versus Boyhio winner. That let's have a pecking order. You know what I mean? And I feel like the schedules will match up like perfectly. So, what you have to do right now. Oh shoot! Oh shoot! Get back! Oh, son of a bitch! So what you have to do right now is we got this title fight coming up right now this week. Let's go, dude. Easy freaking money. I'm the best. Between who we got? I'm Dreykus versus Hamzat. This gets. We figured that who wins this weekend, unless a draw, injury, something crazy, whatever. 3 weeks from now. Sorry, 3 weeks from now, we get Imavov Boyhio. That winner will be fighting whoever wins this title next. Obviously, when that is, I don't know. Ideally, I would love a 4-month turnaround, especially, you know what? And this is why I think it's a win-win whether Hamza or Dreykus wins. Obviously, I'm still hoping for Dreykus, being one of my favorite fighters, my South African cousin, all that type stuff. However, it would be so awesome if Hamza won, and then let's say, I don't know, Boyhio wins. Yeah, you start off the year with Paramount Plus, first pay-per-view, Hamzat versus Boyhio. Start off the new TV deal right. That would be awesome. 4-month turnaround for Boyhio, about 5-month turnaround for Hamzat. I think that would be so sick. If you do that on that same card, unless you can get it earlier, which you might be able to because these guys usually aren't inactive like that. On that same card, though, a Boyhio and Hamzat, or Imavov Hamzat, or Dreykus versus Boyhio, Dreykus versus Imavov, you know, the guys, whatever. You have Anthony Hernandez versus Reiner de Ritter as a feature fight on the main card. Box office. Press conference. We're there. We're ready for it. That's what you got to do. As for the Lidze, I think. Oh, please get out. Oh my gosh. How does that not get out? As for the Lidze, do him versus Costa. I know we're talking Costa faces Hamza if he loses. We're talking Costa Adesanya too. We're talking Costa RDR, you know. I love Paulo Costa. I thought he had a really good performance against Kopylov a few weeks ago. He does not deserve any of those 3 guys right now. Last I checked, he's on the 3-fight losing streak. And granted, it's all to pretty big names, but yeah, we're not giving you a top 5 guy right now when you're sitting at number 11 or 12. That's just not how this works. However, with that win against Kopylov, I'm absolutely fine with you fighting up into the top 10 again. Him versus Roman Lidze. Winnable fight for Costa. Winnable fight. It is a winnable fight for Lidze. I don't think Lidze wins. But you do that, then you can start talking these big matchups with Paulo Costa again. But I think there is some validity to Costa saying he's like one of the highest paid Brazilians, or I think he said he was the highest paid. And I always thought that was false because you have like Oliveira, Aldo was still around at the time, but you know, they do love to put Paulo on co-main events of like decent pay-per-views. You know, I mean, him and Rockhold they co-main evented Usman Leon too, and then you had who else? Can't even think. And then Costa co-mained with Whitaker on the Volkanovski and Topuria card, I'm pretty sure it was. And then, frick, I'm getting jammed, dog. And then you had Costa vs. Strickland, co-main event, the Poirier and Islam fight. So, like, they're putting him in these co-main events. Oh, and then he just co-main event again for the BMF title against Poirier and Holloway. So, you're having him in these co-main events. You're probably paying him a lot of money. I know they probably want to get him back up there. Put him and Lidze like on a fight night or something. Like, does Paulo Costa always have to be pay-per-view? Does he? I love Paulo Costa, probably the greatest Twitter of all time. That Twitter page is gold, like probably the best. However, I don't think I'm ready to put him back top 5 yet, just so he can get waxed again. Have him beat up on a washed up Lidze, get 2 wins under his belt, generate some more hype, and then push him against these guys, you know? I don't understand why Adesanya is even calling for that second fight with Costa when you beat him so well the first time. I don't even know why I'm talking about Costa right now in a freaking video that he didn't even fight in. But that's how this goes. I'm out, YouTube. It's been real. Goodbye.